Fun fact, this movie was originally going to be Freddy vs. Jason, but of course at the time, New Line, which is now Warner Brothers, had the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street while Paramount was still doing Friday the 13th. So it didn't happen the way that the creators wanted it until Warner Brothers and New Line took over the Friday the 13th franchise. And in 2003 we would get that movie. But that's interesting to know that they were going to make this Freddy vs. Jason. So it was going to be in development by Paramount. But them and New Line couldn't struck a deal to do it. Interesting. So, without further ado, let's review Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This is without a doubt the weakest of the Friday the 13th series. Let's do this. So, the film takes place a few years after Tina's father was killed by her because she accidentally killed her father because he was an abusive piece of shit. And one day, once she gets older, she comes out of the mental ward or whatever. And her mom and her doctor goes to Camp Crystal Lake. Okay? That doctor brings her to Camp Crystal Lake to use her as like a experiment to see how much her telekinesis, because she has telekinetic powers, can be used there. So he can commit her on purpose because he's just a douchebag Dr. Asshole. I'm gonna call him Dr. Asshole. That's exactly what the fuck he is. It's an asshole. Okay? So, while she's always crying, she goes out and wishes that her father would be brought back to life. Instead, she reawakens Jason, who was left down at the bottom of the lake by Tommy the last film ago. So, yeah. And Jason is back, and let the bloodthirsty killing begin. This movie's only 88 minutes long. This movie felt like 2 hours. I'm sitting here watching this movie again like, when's this movie gonna be over? When is it gonna be over? When is it gonna be fucking over? Because this movie, not only is it the weakest, it has barely any characters you give a shit about. The only 2 characters I gave a shit about, well, 3, if you count Jason, I gave a shit about, was Maddie, the nerdy chick, who I mentioned in the last video that got a makeover in this film, who gave herself a mini makeover. Her and the boy that liked Tina were the only 2 that I liked out of the whole cast, and Jason. Mainly because this film is the debut of one Kane Hodder as Jason. What is that dude, like 10 foot tall? Dude is beast. Damn. Kane Hodder, you the fucking man, okay? God damn. Can you imagine if Kane Hodder was gonna fight Jason? I mean, Freddy Krueger? That wouldn't even be no question who would won that battle. Cause damn, Robert Englund had to look up him like this, trying to crack a joke. You can't crack a joke with fucking Godzilla, okay? That just wouldn't happen. So I kind of get why they didn't use Kane Hodder for Freddy vs. Jason, but it would have been fucking badass to see how big Kane Hodder would have been next to Freddy Krueger. Shit. But, yeah. I digress. So, those are the only 3 fucking characters I care about. Everybody else is useless in this movie. All they there for is to fucking die. And I'm glad they fucking do, because goddamn, even the mom is useless. Okay? Fuck. And Tina, this is what I was talking about. Tommy was annoying when he was a boy, but at least in his final 2 appearances, he grew a set. Tina is the opposite. Okay? Because not only is she an emotional wreck, all she does for about 50% of this fucking movie is this. That's what she does in this movie. Make faces. She makes all these fucking variations of different faces. All she does is fucking cry in this movie. Fuck's sake. Stop crying. Use your fucking telekinesis when you fucking need to. She does, but it's already too fucking late. Because by that point, I'm wishing Jason would have killed their fucking ass. Okay? The person they could have left alive as the final girl could have been Maddie. Because she was the most interesting of them all. She was the one you cared about because she liked the boy that didn't even know she existed. And he liked this other girl. Okay? That kind of blows. Because I've been there. So I can relate to that shit. So she could have been the final girl along with the dude with the blue jacket. Because those are the only two that were interesting. The doctor, oh my god, he was a douchebag. I wanted to fucking shoot him in the face. Okay? Really. I wanted to shoot him in the fucking face. He pissed me off. Okay? Because not only did he make Tina this whiny little bitch on purpose so he can, for whatever reason, put her in the home instead of trying to help her out, he gave us this. So thank you, Dr. Asshole. Thank you for giving us this crybaby mama's girl. Okay? I have to watch this movie one more time. Why is that? Because the whole set is on Blu-ray now, so I'm gonna have to watch this motherfucker one last time to see, just to see how good it looks on high definition. But it's not the worst movie. I've already reviewed the worst movie a year and a half ago. It was called Jason Goes to Hell. So, with that in mind, I still enjoyed this one somewhat more than the remake. If that's even possible. Because I hate the remake too, but damn. So this movie's going to get a solid D+. Okay? Thank God this wasn't the last one. Because this would have been a terrible way to end the whole series. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new blood down below. I hate Tina. For the love of God, I hate Tina. I'm out. Fuck Tina. Ugh.